Alright, so my name is Chris Snow. This is Scott Mackey and Mike Tyson. Brendan Ferris, sorry, isn't present tonight, but we are SM Innovations, or SMI, and we are the developers of the Smart Rope technology. So our call for action is that these are 3 places, among others, where you don't want to be wondering or questioning the integrity of your safety harness rope. With that in mind, we developed technology that will efficiently alert any users that a rope has reached its threshold previously or is reaching that and should be replaced. So for the technical specifications, Mike Tyson will kind of go into that.
I'm Mike, I'm an engineer. Trying not to hold that against me. So the magic behind the SMI safety rope is an indicator strand. Essentially, this is a series of plastic capsules containing ink held in a separate strand in the neutral area of the rope. Don't really have time to go into technical details for that, but various braids and forms of rope will have a neutral area, usually in the middle. And what happens is we place the indicator strand in the middle, reacts to the, not just the tension on the line, but actually the working elongation in a reference to that rope's normal working elongation. Once that reaches 50%, or rather the value pertaining to 50% stress, the tension will be focused onto the capsule, causing it to rupture and disperse ink through the rope. You need to get off that and replace it. Manufacturing process, we use injection molding for the plastic capsules, but aside from that, the beauty of our product is that it does not require any additional manufacturing processes. Once the strands are made with the capsules, these can be run into any run-of-the-mill manufacturing process for the rope, and it does not cost anymore. You just need to build the strand, and that's where the bulk of the cost comes from, is materials to create the indicator strands. Using 2 cost estimators for plastic injection molding companies, one yielded around, at high numbers, 2 cents per unit, one around 3 cents per unit. Rounding that up to 5 cents to account for the ink and the process of injecting into the capsules, we came up to an increased cost of around 20 cents per meter, as there'd be 4 capsules injected per meter. From that, in comparison to average rope prices, that would be around a 3 to a 0.3% increase in price for the kind of rope we were marketing this for. This wouldn't be cheap rope because there's no point upgrading a cheap piece of twine with this ink technology for a high tension spectra, iron, strong steel. Is actually a very small increase in price.
All right, so what we're going to look at here is the actual customers that we're targeting. So now, what we looked at is, we've got a premium product here with a really interesting feature. And what we wanted to see was who actually values that feature the most. And, because it's all about safety, what we figured was we'd look at recreation and we look at construction. So specifically, we're going to be looking at rock climbers and as well like water skiers like Rick, and then trying to go from there. So the recreation is a $5 million industry for rope simply within BC. And then as well for BC, for construction, you're looking at $4 million in rope. So it's a $9 million market in BC. And if we expand that out to North America, which is sort of one of our second phases, you're looking at sort of a $250 million market. And we're hoping to capture about 6% of it. Now, when we look at our actual market, in terms of a market penetration strategy, as Mike mentioned, we're going to be doing a little bit of premium pricing. So we're slightly more expensive, but then they're getting that added feature, and among other things, that's going to help position us as a premium product. So it's something that's higher quality, better features, and sort of position ourselves inside that market. And as well, so when we look at distribution, we're not going to be going to the Ronas, Home Hardwares. We're looking for things that are a little bit more specific, a little bit more associated with quality. So you're looking at like your mountain sports equipment, things like this, then as well through the website. And this is really important for all of our industry purchasers who require maybe more customization and more sales support. As well, promotion, same sort of thing. We're looking at trade journals and magazines, water ski magazines, things like this, and then as well just through the website. Then the other thing that we're looking at there is one of our strategies is to try and see if Workers' Compensation Board will actually implement our product as a standard within the construction industry and the water ski industry. That's the only one here.
So for the operations plan, because the technology is quite expensive to actually have the machines, we decided we were going to do a license and technology fund and then collect royalties off of any of the manufacturers using it. Injection molding is much like microchips in that it's controlled by a few key players in the market. A lot of them are offshore manufacturers. What's keeping SMI competitive and keeping them away, or keeping our buyers from going around us, is these sheer economies of scale that we'll be experiencing in the amount of sales. So we'll have a lower price than anyone that wants to essentially cut us out of the middle. As well, the offshore manufacturers have existing distribution options and a solution for cross-Atlantic shipping, which helps us for any of that. A very key point to note is the personnel plan that we set up. We're not here asking for six-figure salaries right off the bat. Rather, we're looking at having a base salary of about $36,000. This is so that we can adequately live and have a presentable vehicle for sales trips. The rest of our salary will be based on commissions, so 10% on licensing and royalty fees. So this not only motivates us as founders to build this company to be everything it can be, but it also forces us to maintain current relationships so that when the contract and licenses expire, they renew. Otherwise, our paychecks will go down. So our exit strategies and real options. Looking at comparative technology patents on different websites and wherever, we found that the technology with a solid patent would sell for about $250,000. $1 million if we did get WCB standardization. Now I have spoken with WCB representatives, and although they couldn't say it has to be this specific indicator strand, it could be an indicator technology similar to that. So something that lights up or pops up or does something different. Of course, the value of the patent is based on, or the value of the company rather, it's based on existing sales and contracts with manufacturers, and of course brand recognition in the industry giving us more than the tangible value. Some very basic financials I'll cover. The average cost of climbing rope in that right now is $5 per meter. That's a strict underestimate, doesn't take into account any of the industry or marine lines. Cost of the indicator strand, as Mike had mentioned, is 20 cents per meter. And we figured the added value in that was at least $1 per meter. So that essentially will raise our manufacturers' revenues by about 20%. 20% is cost, the 20 cents per meter, and then 30% royalties paid to SMI leaves a 50% profit margin on the increase. So the average medium to large size firm in the industry does about $50 million in sales with respect to wood climbers rope. That would bring up another $3 million in revenues for them and $1.5 million in profits, bringing up their margins, which I'm sure that no one would complain about. The investment opportunity, we're looking for $125,000 for 25%.
Thank you.